How y'all doing, Eastwood? This is our house behind us. We got hit directly by the tornado. We're very fortunate and blessed to be alive. We know that we got difficult days ahead of us. It's very sobering to lose your home, but the good news is God is still in control, and we know that because my wife and myself and my 3 kids, we don't have a scratch on us, and so we just want to take this opportunity to let you guys share that message that on Easter night, the Lord was with us. He is risen. He has surely saved us by sending His Son to die for our sins, and He saved us literally by we had 18 trees in our yard, and the big one that probably would have taken us out fell this way, and that was the one I was concerned about when we were in the closet, just praying. As my wife was praying, just asking the Lord to be with us and protect us. It was very intense time, and but He saw us through, and He's going to continue to see us through. So, this is our message to you guys, that keep the faith, stay strong, and that's what we're going to do.
And thank you for all the prayers, the concerns. We're getting them all. Thank you. We can feel the covering and the prayer. Thank you.
Can you tell us quickly, like, what happened, like how it went down?
Yes. Well, we kind of made a plan we had a plan with our family about, we set our shoes out and we set our coats out, and we sat in the lower section of our house because we have so many trees. So we talked with the kids about where we would go. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Where we would go, who would get who. I mean, I was getting Layla, she was gonna get Nevaeh, and Amari was gonna get the dog, and we were gonna try to get to our backyard, down into our basement, which is probably the most secure part of our house because it's double blocked, it's brick and it's cinder block. And as we were, the kids and my wife were sleeping, I stayed up and I was gonna step and watch the weather, which I was doing, but there was no warning, there was no indication of any kind of tornado warning up until about a minute before it hit. My phone went off and said tornado warning. So we immediately tried to get our shoes on, get our jackets on, and then we made a decision. We didn't feel like we could get out of the back of our house because the trees and the hail was coming. And so, my wife, she just directed the kids into our playroom. We had a closet, and we went in there and we barely got the door shut. And as soon as I shut the door, you could just feel the pressure. The windows started busting. You could feel the trees pounding on the house, and at that moment, it was just
all we could do was pray.
All we could do was pray because, it was nothing else. You just could feel the pressure. You could feel the strength of the tornado in our house. Our pipes were busting. You could hear the water going off. It was chaos. It lasted, I think, about 2 minutes, and then it was done. And then we walk out, and then it's still raining, and the power lines are down, and gas is spewing in certain houses because the gas line was leaking. We didn't really know where to go because we didn't know if another one was coming or if it was done, but we knew that our house may be compromised. So we just made the decision to come out and just try to find somewhere to go. So luckily they said that their house, and they're underneath their house, their basement right there, we went right there. The Lord was with us. We were able to get a lady out of this house right here. She was down in the lower part of her basement, and her porch separated from the foundation of the house. And my neighbor and I and one of his sons were able to get her out. And so it was just a really big, just a community effort. We were just all trying to survive, and didn't know it was dark. We didn't know what was happening. Didn't know if another one was coming. It was raining. We didn't know if the lines were on the ground were live, and so we just then Sean and Jonathan showed up and
rescued us
and let us out. We had to hike out of our neighborhood, probably about a mile or so, in the middle of the night. A little drizzle. all kind of things that were happening and uncertainty. But like I said, the Lord was good, and you know, we were able to band together, and we're still alive, and that's what's the most important thing. I mean, all this stuff, is devastating as it looks,
It's just stuff.
it's just stuff. You know, as long as, you know, we're all together and we're still healthy, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I know we got a long road ahead. Just continue to keep us in y'all's prayers, and we'll continue to pray for you guys, and just ultimately understand that, you know, this is no accident. God's in control. And you know, in our house, we left the dog because we couldn't get him in time before the pressure started busting our windows, so we couldn't get him in time. And we went back in our house, and that side of our house is completely gone. The right side of our house is completely wiped out. But right where the destruction stopped, there's a cross in our house that our dog was under. He was a little bit before it, and we were shining a light, saw the cross, and looked around, and the dog was right in line with the cross. So I think that's the Lord just reassuring me and my neighbor He was in control. It was kind of in all this destruction, you can still see God's presence in it. So I mean, it's just amazing how that stuff happens.
Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
This is the cross that's in our living room. If you look to our left, the whole side of our house is gone. But this cross, I came back to look for our family dog, and I was flashing a flashlight. I saw the cross, and I looked down. He was right here by the couch. I think that was the Lord letting us know He was still in control. He was still here. That was the one thing, as I was panning the room with my flashlight, it just caught the cross, and that's where I found our dog. So, you know, that reassured me that the Lord was still in control. Like, I felt the calmness, and even my neighbor recognized it. As we walked in, we just kind of, I know we're social distancing, but, you know, we kind of gave each other a hug and had a moment because, you know, He's on the throne on Easter.